As we journey through life, the relationships we cultivate and the interactions we engage in shape our experiences. In our later years, it's essential to recognize that not all interactions contribute positively to our well-being. Embracing the practice of selectively ignoring certain individuals or behaviors can lead to a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Here are some unique and profound benefits of this approach. Be sure to watch all the way through because, by the end, you'll see why this is so important. Number 1. Preserving mental and emotional well-being. In the digital age, we're bombarded with a plethora of opinions and criticisms, especially on platforms like social media. Engaging with every piece of negativity can be draining and detrimental to our mental health. By choosing to ignore unwarranted negativity, we shield ourselves from unnecessary stress and maintain our inner peace. Diane, a 71-year-old retired nurse, used to let her relatives' constant complaints about her lifestyle choices get to her. They would always tell me I should be spending more time with them or handling things differently. If I didn't answer my phone right away, I'd get passive-aggressive messages. She realized that engaging with them only stressed her out. One day, she decided to stop responding to unnecessary criticisms. She began prioritizing what made her happy: gardening, reading, and spending time with the few people who truly cared. At first, I felt guilty, but then I noticed how much calmer I was. I wasn't carrying other people's stress anymore. Ignoring the noise allowed Diane to find peace. She still connects with loved ones, but only on her terms. 2. Enhancing personal growth and self-reliance. In old age, we no longer need external validation to feel worthy. We have decades of experience, wisdom, and resilience behind us. Yet many older people still feel pressure to seek approval, whether from family, friends, or even strangers. Ignoring people who try to impose their opinions on us allows us to trust our instincts and be self-reliant. James, a 68-year-old widower, always dreamed of moving to a quiet countryside home after retirement. But when he told his adult children, they dismissed the idea, saying, "That's too far. You'll be lonely." For years, he let their opinions hold him back. But one day he thought, "Why am I waiting for permission to live my life?" He finally made the move and found a peaceful, fulfilling life in a small town. He made new friends, started a book club, and discovered the joy of waking up to birds chirping instead of city traffic. When I ignored the doubts others placed on me, I realized I could take care of myself and be happy on my own terms, James shared. I didn't need to prove anything to anyone. By ignoring discouraging voices, he embraced personal growth and newfound independence. 3. Fostering deeper, more meaningful relationships. One of the biggest misconceptions about ignoring people is that it leads to isolation. In reality, ignoring the wrong people allows you to invest in the right relationships, the ones that bring genuine happiness, respect, and connection. As we get older, it becomes clear that not every friendship or family relationship is worth maintaining. Some people drain our energy, take without giving, or only show up when they need something. Ignoring these superficial connections frees up space for deeper, more meaningful relationships. Helen, 74, had a group of friends she had known for years, but as time passed, she noticed something. Whenever she spoke about her struggles, they brushed her off. However, they expected her to be there for them every time they needed a listening ear. She finally decided to stop reaching out. To her surprise, none of them made an effort to check on her. At first, it stung, but she soon realized it was a blessing in disguise. She started spending more time with her neighbor, an elderly woman named Rita, who genuinely cared for her and reciprocated kindness. "I spent years investing in friendships that weren't real," Helen admitted. "Ignoring the wrong people allowed me to focus on the relationships that actually mattered." Ignoring people isn't about cutting ties with everyone. It's about making space for those who truly enrich your life. 4. Encouraging respect and setting boundaries. One of the most empowering aspects of aging is the ability to set boundaries without apology. However, if you entertain every negative comment, demand, or expectation, people may continue to take advantage of your time and energy. Ignoring those who disrespect your boundaries sends a clear message: I am not available for toxicity, guilt-tripping, or manipulation. Robert, a retired businessman, found that his adult son constantly borrowed money from him, never paying him back. At first, he gave in because he felt it was his responsibility as a father. But over time, he realized that his son wasn't struggling. He was simply taking advantage of his generosity. One day, Robert decided to ignore his son's financial requests. He didn't argue or explain. He simply stopped engaging. His son was furious at first, but eventually, he started managing his own finances and took responsibility for his life. Robert's boundary setting led to a shift in their relationship. Ignoring my son's guilt-tripping was one of the hardest things I've done, he admitted, but it was necessary. And in the end, it helped him grow. Ignoring certain behaviors doesn't mean you don't love or care about people. It means you refuse to enable patterns that hurt both you and them. 5. Prioritizing time and energy. Time becomes the most precious asset as we age. Every minute spent on unnecessary drama, negativity, or unproductive conversations is time that could be spent on joy, passion, and personal fulfillment. Ignoring people who drain your energy allows you to use your time wisely on things that bring you happiness, peace, and purpose. Eleanor, 77, a former corporate executive, had spent years entertaining acquaintances who constantly complained about life, but never made any effort to change. They would call her for hours, venting about the same problems, but never taking advice or doing anything to improve their situation. One day, Eleanor decided to stop answering their calls so often. Instead, she focused on joining a community gardening group, something she had wanted to do for years but always put off because she was too busy with other people's problems. At first, I felt guilty, Eleanor admitted. But then I realized I was using my energy for people who didn't even appreciate it. Once I started spending my time on things I actually enjoyed, I felt lighter, happier, and more fulfilled. By ignoring time wasters, Eleanor reclaimed her energy for what truly mattered to her. Ignoring people who don't value your time isn't selfish. It's a necessary act of self-care. 6. Promoting inner peace and creativity. A quiet mind is a creative mind. When you constantly entertain negativity, you leave little room for peace, inspiration, and the things that truly make life enjoyable. Many people in their later years discover that by ignoring distractions, whether toxic people, social media noise, or unnecessary worries, they unlock a new level of creativity and self-expression. Martha, 73, always loved writing, but for decades she avoided sharing her work because her critical sister constantly belittled her creative pursuits. She would say things like, "Why are you wasting your time with that? No one's going to read it anyway." And for years, I let that voice control me. One day, Martha decided she had enough. She stopped sharing her creative goals with her sister and instead joined an online writers group where she found encouragement and support. "That decision changed my life," she said. "The moment I ignored the naysayers, my creativity flourished. I published my first book at 72. I also realized that when you stop worrying about what others think, you open doors to incredible new experiences." Ignoring discouragement allowed Martha to embrace her passion fully. She found joy and creativity she never thought possible. 7. Breaking free from societal expectations. One of the most liberating aspects of aging is realizing that you are no longer bound by the expectations of others. Throughout life, many people live under pressure, whether from family, colleagues, or society, to act a certain way, conform to norms, or meet specific obligations. But in old age, you have earned the right to live on your own terms. Ignoring people who impose their expectations on you allows you to break free from unnecessary obligations. Whether it's refusing to entertain toxic family members, dismissing unsolicited advice, or declining social events that drain your energy, selective ignorance gives you control over your time and choices. Margaret, a retired schoolteacher, shared that she used to feel pressured to attend every family gathering, even when they left her exhausted and emotionally drained. Eventually, she started ignoring the guilt-tripping phone calls and learned to say no without explanation. The result? She felt lighter, happier, and more in control of her life. 8. Avoiding drama and unnecessary conflicts. As people age, they often become less tolerant of unnecessary drama. Gossip, petty arguments, and interpersonal conflicts can be mentally exhausting, and at a certain point, engaging in them simply isn't worth it. Ignoring those who thrive on drama can protect your peace and allow you to enjoy a stress-free life. In many online forums, people in their 60s and 70s frequently mention how they no longer react to provocation the way they did when they were younger. Instead of engaging in a pointless argument with a toxic neighbor, a passive-aggressive relative, or an opinionated acquaintance, they simply walk away or tune them out. John, a 72-year-old retiree, shared how the inner peace he experienced after ignoring toxic coworkers in his final years of work saved him from unnecessary stress. Instead of trying to win arguments or prove his point, he learned to let people think what they wanted. "It was a game changer," he said. "I had more energy for things that actually mattered to me, like my hobbies and my grandkids." 9. Strengthening your sense of purpose. Focusing on what truly matters in life becomes increasingly important as you grow older. By ignoring people who drain your energy, you free up time and mental space to dedicate to your passions, dreams, and purpose. Many people find that ignoring negative influences allows them to focus on activities they enjoy, whether that's traveling, writing, volunteering, gardening, or pursuing a long-forgotten hobby. When you are no longer trying to please everyone, you can channel that energy into things that bring you genuine fulfillment. Linda, a 68-year-old woman, shared in an online forum that once she stopped worrying about others' opinions, she finally pursued her lifelong dream of painting. "I used to care too much about what my family thought. They'd tell me art was a waste of time. When I stopped listening, I felt free. Now I wake up excited every morning." Ignoring naysayers allows you to embrace your passions without guilt or self-doubt. 10. Becoming a role model for the next generation. When you stop allowing people to control your emotions and dictate your actions, you set an example for younger generations. Children, grandchildren, and even younger friends or colleagues can learn valuable lessons from your ability to remain unbothered by negativity. In today's world, where people are often overly reactive to criticism and external pressures, demonstrating resilience and emotional detachment is a powerful lesson. Ignoring unhelpful opinions and focusing on what truly matters teaches younger people the value of self-respect and inner peace. One grandmother shared that her granddaughter once told her, "I admire how you don't let people get under your skin." That moment made her realize that by prioritizing her peace, she was setting an example of strength and confidence for her family. Ignoring people doesn't just benefit you, it inspires others to stand up for their own mental well-being too. Ignoring people in old age isn't about being rude or isolating yourself. It's about being intentional with your energy and mental health. By letting go of unnecessary obligations, avoiding drama, focusing on personal growth, and setting an example for younger generations, you create a life filled with peace, joy, and purpose. In the end, it's your time to live for you. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If this video was helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up and pass it along to someone who might need it. Hit the subscribe button for more tips on living the best life in your senior years. Take care and thank you for watching.